The snow is starting to lighten up around the Denver metro area in places. We're also seeing the wind kick up in other places, and it's the bands of snow, Tom.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it's lightening up right there right now as far as downtown. That is socked in, but the snow has been falling now for some 18 hours. So this is part of the story. This is a time lapse when it started last night. As we've been talking about, it is continuing and even showing a bit of a resurgence through the morning hours today. Of course, we're continuing to follow the storm for you throughout the afternoon here at 9 News.
And the plows are out. They're on the highways, and we're looking for them on the side streets as well for people trying to get out and about in their neighborhood and making it a little safer, hopefully better than last time around in late December. Luis De Leon is hanging out on the side streets, waiting for those plows, looking for them, keeping his eye open.
We've been searching a lot this morning as we approach noon now here. We have seen at least one plow taking on the side streets here, but a spokesperson for the Department of Transportation and Infrastructure says they might be back out at around 3 p.m. We're out here on the sidewalks right now in West Wash Park. We're actually kitty corner from the Whole Foods grocery store, and the reason I bring that up is because the sidewalks is the other story to this, really. I just finished up speaking with a gentleman who uses a wheelchair to get around, who tells me that he thinks his neighbors do a pretty good job at clearing the sidewalks for those that need it, like him, that need to be able to go over to the Whole Foods there. Now, you should be seeing a video on your screen here in just a second for the caution really for drivers to be taking. This is what happens when you take a corner too fast, for example, with that BMW nearly hitting a bumped car there, as you see, as they took the corner and started to slide around there. Then eventually you will see a video of the one plow actually on the side streets from the city's Department of Transportation and Infrastructure. And those residential plows on the side streets have been out since 6 p.m. last night, according to that spokesperson. They asked, like I mentioned before, their 3 p.m. drivers to be ready to come back if needed. The city will also be clearing out the protected bike lanes as well. It's the property owner's responsibility. We cannot stress it enough to please be kind to your neighbors. You have 24 hours to clear the sidewalks adjacent to your home if you are indeed a homeowner, and then the businesses have 4 hours, Tom and Kim. The snow is still coming down.
Yeah, it's picking up even.
I know. Picking up in the time that we've talked to you, you're squinting. The snow is right there in your eyes.
You couldn't mistake it for the sun, for sure, by the way that I'm squinting so much. But yep, the snow's coming down a lot, so get the reflective vest out if you go out. So.
All right, you keep counting those plows. We saw one. There we go.
So I want to, if I can interrupt for a second, take a look at Denver's plow tracker.
Do you want to?
Yeah,
sure.
there they are.
There they are.
So
you can go online and find it for yourself.
Yeah, this is, you can check in on how clearing the roads are going. There are some that are blue and some that are orange, and then they just disappear, just like that, and then they're back. So they're magical Denver plows. So if you see one, it's like a unicorn. Take a picture.
Take a picture.
Yeah.
And seeing that one car on the road where you take a turn too quickly, that's why you want to hopefully get a plow.
The blue ones are harder to find than the orange ones.
Yeah. So let's take a look from the boss's office this afternoon. That's where the boss sits. Out, well, not up there, outside.
Apparently he's not here,
but near the window.
Yeah.
Let's put it that way, okay? With normally just a spectacular view of Spear Boulevard and all the pretty trees out there. But now there's a lot of snow on that view.
Be nice for the boss to wipe the lens. Kathy Sabin is with us now. I know you're angry with the boss about that. Why don't you just vent? Just let it out.
Back to you.
He's like, you're going to stay.
How much more snow are we going to see? Because it is seemingly picking up in the metro area now.
You could see another 2 to 4 inches. So for those people that woke up a little skeptical because maybe they didn't see as much snow on the ground as they expected, the storm isn't over with yet. And if you go to the plow tracker map and if you connect the dots, it makes a really neat picture that changes every time you do it. Try that. Yes. So let's go outside because the snow is picking up, as Tom mentioned. We have reduced visibility around the area, some areas of fog. Roads are in decent shape. The crews got out there and put down the chemicals, and they've been plowing and doing just great. Last night at 5 o'clock, I showed you the 4 model runs for the prediction for the storm and my prediction. And it's interesting because the modeling did pretty well with a system that has brought 8.6 inches of snow to DIA, about 5.5 to 6 downtown, 8.5 in Julesburg. We're starting to see some 9 and 10-inch totals coming in out where our Corey Reppenhagen is reporting to us northeast of here. And that's really where the storm is picking up steam. It's lifting north, heavier snow bands backing into the metro area. We'll continue to see bands of moderate snow between now and about 1:30 or so. Roads are icy and snow-packed. It's a beautiful winter wonderland, a snow day for many. And if you don't need to travel and you can just work from home and enjoy it, best to do that. Although if you're going up to go skiing and snowboarding, you are going to encounter some amazing conditions once you get there. Mid-20s in the city right now. We're not going to warm a whole lot over that. And we're also watching the wind, you guys, really starting to pick up out of the northwest. Look at DIA there at 35 miles per hour. So then wind chill becomes a factor, and roads that are wet will become icy a bit later. So how much more to expect today? We're going to talk about that coming up. And then there's another storm lined up out there.
Whew, we'd like a break.
Yeah, but there was no real rush hour today. There certainly was a mess out there for those who were trying to drive. Greg Perez with us now, taking a look at how traffic has been and is right now.
Yeah, things are slowly but surely improving, Tom, and we're expecting them to continue to improve even with the next 2 to 4 inches of snowfall possible. The snow is still piling up. I-25 closed at Highway 34 in Larimer County. That's all because of a jackknife semi-truck. Westbound 70 has been reopened, though, at the tunnels. The travel times right now, starting out towards the west and going clockwise around parts of the Denver metro region. We do have a crash on I-70 westbound, exit 25 at Grapevine Road. Pushing up towards the north, I-25 southbound crash at exit 226 at 144th Avenue. Even further north than that, I-25 southbound road closed from exit 257 to Eisenhower Boulevard. Pushing out towards the north and east, where we have a closure on CO 14 or Colorado 14 from 10th Avenue to Centennial Highway, and a whole lot of closures as you're getting out towards the Nebraska border. I-76 Sterling to the Nebraska border, and US 6 from I-76 to the border.
Okay, we want to check in with our friend Cole Sullivan, who's up in Lafayette, meeting all kinds of new people and kind of looking at some of the slush and where the snow is picking up, and areas where, I guess, neighborhoods, they haven't really seen much of any kind of clearing of the snow.
Yeah, Kim, it's a tale of two roads. About 20 minutes ago, we were in a residential area where there was some hard-packed ice slush with snow on top of it. But take a look at some of the main roads here in Lafayette. This is US 287, and you can see more cars than we've seen all day out on some of these roads out there right now at the red light. Slushy at the intersection, but otherwise pretty clear on this road at least. Plows, we saw a couple of them hitting some of these business areas where there may be more cars, eventually, theoretically, making their way into those residential areas where people are still at home enjoying the snow day, maybe a nice cup of hot cocoa, waiting for the plow to come by so that it's safe for them to get out onto the roads and get to where they want to go, or get to pick up those eggs and milk that they maybe forgot yesterday. Look at this car just coming through, maybe faster than we should be on these roads here. Wet, slushy in the intersections, but otherwise clear roads we've seen on some of the main roads today. Some of those residential streets, that's a different story. Tom and Kim.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it scares me a little bit when people drive like that around me, but that's I'm always like, something's going to be coming around the corner.
Might not be worth a ticket, but a finger wag.
Yeah, a wag.
Yeah,
a good wag.
A total finger wag for that kind of behavior. Thank you, Cole. Also, we want to check in on Denver's International Airport. Of course, the more snow seemed to fall in that part of town overnight, so the DIA crews are doing what they always do. The de-icing crews hitting the planes, and of course, all the plows trying to keep the runways and taxiways clear as possible, getting as many flights in and out. But as we check in with FlightAware, there have been 134 delays involving DIA today. More than 260 flights were canceled, though. So just personally, as my advice to you, you might, if you have a flight today, want to check with your airline.
You think?
It may not have occurred to you, but from me to you.
Yeah. I think we've been on top of the misery map nationwide over the last couple of months. So, okay. We have been getting some great pictures, though. Some beautiful pictures of snow in your area. We'd like to see more. You can send them to us at 303-871-1491.